be married. For those of you who are in here already, there are little gift seeds to take home from the ceremony today, from the celebration of life. We do just want to let you know we'll be starting in about 20 minutes with a little bit of a slideshow. We'll be doing a story sharing moment with everybody. I have some stories with me to tell you all about Lora.
My grandmother.
My grandmother. Oh yes, I haven't introduced myself at all. Hi everyone, my name is Ben. I am Lora Ella Shaw's grandson. I am Margot's son, and I'm here to be your storyteller and MC today. And Hilda both got new husbands from this venture, and Lora acquired a boyfriend, Travis. They had many fun and pleasant hours of dancing and socializing. Lora made new friends here also. The caller and his wife, Dorothy and Pete, Rebecca, Barbara and Ralph, Virginia and Ed, and many, many more. And so, I was sleeping on Graham's old Chesterfield, reading the night away. I couldn't have been any more than 10 or 13. Somewhere in those years when most things blur. I was sleeping on the old Chesterfield when the tiniest mouse came by to make an appearance in my bedroom. He ran up to the Chesterfield and said,
Yeah.
Thank you, no worries.
Some of you may know most of this story or parts of this story.
Who are you?
Is that your I am 2006, Sandy Armstrong went to Mexico to get married, and I am Sharon Hiller, her sister.
We started having these tequila boom boom bang bang.
That was the first night.
Shots. No, it was a little bit further along. So they were like grenadine, Sprite, and tequila. Majority tequila, and they were about yay tall. And you had to bang them on the table and then shoot them. And Grandma thought this was fantastic. So she's giggling and having a great time. And so, you know, there was dancing and all this stuff, but she was content to just sit and watch, and that was happy. So we go back to our room that we were sharing, and we get all snuggled in, and you know, Grandma and I, we're really close. We've slept at Grandma's house majority of my summers in life. So, no big deal there. So we're snuggling in and we're sleeping, and in the morning, there's a knock at the door, and the lady says, "Chicken." Grandma and I are like, "What?" So she's like, "Chicken." You already get it by now, but we had tequila the night before. So the lady at the door with her Mexican accent was telling us chicken, and we were, "Why did you wake us up?" So we looked to snuggle back down to bed, and I said, "Grandma, so what did she want?" I said, "I don't know. She just kept saying chicken." And Grandma said, "I had the best sleep." She said, "We should drink tequila every day."
Perfect, thank you. Talking about first impressions, before I was, by the way, I'm a son-in-law, Debbie.
Thank you.
Ron. Ron is my wife. And before I was a son-in-law, I was a boyfriend. And the first time I went to Vesuvius, it came to Vesuvius, you're riding from Victoria. Never met her, but I knew a lot of those people. But not a big deal. I don't know about Max Preston, but I put on a pretty good show. So we continued driving from Victoria, and Rhonda was quite quiet most of the way. And that time, my previous life, I was in the RCMP, so, which to me was kind of here and there, but Ron was kind of quiet about most of everything about Suyas. Sometime past Princeton, she said, "There's something else about Grandma I got to tell you." So I thought, okay, well, what is it? It could be too bad. She said, "Well, she's got a car. It's a Hyundai, and it's her parking, in her yard." And I said, "Okay, that's good." A little bit further, she said, "The problem is Grandma doesn't have a driver's license." She qualified that. She said, "Well, she had a learner's license and has had a learner's license for about 20 years."
On and off.
On and off. She never managed to get her license. So I think there was a fear there, and I don't know if Grandma knew what I did as a living. But I wasn't really too concerned about going after my future mother-in-law. But anyway, I made it to Suyas, and we got along well. I don't think I ever saw Grandma drive the car. It was, by the time I got there, stuff was growing out. The Ronnie was eyeing it up for the crusher. And, I think that ship had sailed wasn't going to be a problem. And Grandma and I kind of got to know each other pretty well.
This is to all the family on the passenger bridge, your mom, Grandma, and the loss of my childhood friend. When I think of growing up in Osoyoos, many of my earliest memories would have involved the Shaw family. I was an absolute fixture in their home in the 60s and early 70s. The memories around their dinner table are priceless. I can't believe how many people used to fit around that table. Miss Shaw was like another mother to me in many ways. I learned many lessons through her. She would always come to my rescue when I stayed too late and was afraid to walk home alone in the dark. She would get her flashlight and walk me to the bottom of the hill of our pit.
A car that had farm gas, and you got Mom. So whatever Mom wanted to do, wherever Mom wanted to go, you were responsible for taking her, because by that time Dad was usually done driving her around. So it was your turn. But the year that Mom and Dad had their 25th anniversary, there was no child with a driving license living at home at that point in time, and Mom found herself stranded. And her sister Ruth, who she hadn't seen since she got married, so she hadn't seen Auntie Ruth for 25 years. And so but she came on the bus with her daughter Verna, and they stayed with us for, I don't know, weeks it seemed. They were there and said, "You did what? You took my mother across the border with no license? With a learner's license?" And she said, "Yes. When are they going to do stuff? A little pregnant?" And I was like, "No." So that was the summer of Mom's independence, when she pretended like she had a license even though she didn't.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Michelle. I am oldest of the first generation of grandchildren. So by default, I get in for a lot of random things. And stuff that come out of things that I taught my cousin, who apparently were not appropriate, like gambling.
Blackjack on Grandma's bed.
On Grandma's bed, no less. The big games of make-believe and things like that. Susan was my mom. My sisters are the triplets, Ginny, Kelsey, and Stephanie. Excited to welcome Stephanie and her husband Scott's first baby. Baby was born 2 weeks ago. Back there making appreciative little noises, all the stories and everything going on. One thing we would do when we came to Osoyoos, we lived in Nelson, and there wasn't a lot of shopping, so sometimes we'd go to Penticton to go shopping, and invariably we would show up at, it was Woolco, maybe Zellers, at like 20 to 9 on a Friday night. And Grandma's theory was always, if you got in the door before they closed, you could just keep shopping until you were done.
That's not a project.
I'm one of the son-in-laws from the Hartwood Hotel in Victoria, where I was able to meet Kristen and Ron. Of course, got the opportunity to come to Osoyoos my first time and experience that first visit. I didn't feel any of the pressure that Ron seemed to feel, but I guess I'd already gone through the RCMP personnel check and yeah. So I had got no criminal record to worry about. Or no, which is great. If you look at the photo album over there, that's 88 to 89, at the back, you'll see a picture of me at the Hartwood Hotel having a triple chocolate cake and Chardonnay. That weekend, something really special happened. And a number of months later, the trip was over. That's the Hartwood Hotel story.
Sandy, Wendy's and Ron's daughter, and I guess second oldest grandchild of Lora, also known as Willie. Nobody mentioned this because I remember running into everyone in town and they were, Willie, it's so nice to see you. And,
She grew up and became Lora.
We always remember her as that as well, her Wilton, because they're like the nickname for it. So. We also spent a lot of summers at Grandma's and a lot of special moments. These are my girls, Juliet and Vivian. We're now living in Toronto, but we came back for this very special occasion. And we also want to thank you all for coming out. And Juliet wanted to tell a quick story as well. Are you ready? Or do you want to wait? We'll wait? Okay.
Moral support.
That's all for moral support. I apologize, I was crying a lot. I think I have a lot of grandma in me. I have a little bit of a soft heart, and grandma was always one to cry at any sad moment. And I think I inherited that. We used to spend every New Year's Eve, I think, at grandma's, and I remember Mom and Dad dropping us off, and the joke every year was, "We'll see you next year." It never got old. It was always so much fun. We remember playing with the night boys in the front yard with the sprinklers, and we remember the Roger Augustino coming over to borrow every tool Grandma had in the house. And we remember Mom always complaining that there were no tools to fix anything. We remember watching the Olympics with Grandma, which was one of her favorite things to do.
Figure skating.
And we would figure skate in her living room. That was, I always thought maybe one day I would be a figure skater, but not yet. And tea parties, Play-Doh, all that fun stuff. Our favorite time of year was when everyone would come and we would have ice cream and Franco's ice cream and peaches from Grandma's orchard. That was one of the favorite things. I've been teaching my husband all the traditions that we need to do. We arrived there and Ben Prince's was actually closed. But that wasn't a problem for the famous Lora Shaw. She found somebody and told them her story, and yes, they opened up the store and we bought new lights on Christmas Eve. with a personal check. No
In another country. Yeah. With an expired Sears card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know who was more excited to get my driver's license, me or Grandma. Yeah. She was like, "You will be coming to visit me every day now, and we will go all kinds of places." So yes, I pull up in my little white sports car, and we would go on all kinds of adventures. She also hired me for the summer one year, one of my very first jobs, and I haven't had a job like it since. She wanted some help with the apple thinning, so I'd get there nice and early, and we'd have our tea, and then head out. We'd do a few hours of apple picking, and she would tell me all about working in Penticton at the telephone company and how she met Grandpa, and all these fun stories about hanging out with her girlfriends and all the adventures they had. Then we'd have to come in for lunch, and after lunch it was far too hot to go back out into the orchard, so it was mandatory that we lay on the couch and watch soaps for at least 2 hours.
We knew Willie and Jim in Beaverdale first. And our first real reaction with them was when our children heard that we would have to go into the hospital in Kelowna because I was going to have a baby. And the two boys decided, well, they had to fill the car for us with rocks.
I'll fill the gas tank so it'll be ready to go.
Needless to say, we had to go over and borrow Jim's car. So we went over and we said, we have a problem. And they said, well, what's wrong? And I told them that the car was filled with rocks. So Jim said, well, we said, we can't borrow your car. Oh, that's fine, he says, and bang, he was gone. Right now, had to fill up the gas tank. He says, here you are, goodbye. Go. He always had trouble when Lora was having a baby. I had to get her out of there quick. Anyhow, after that, we sat and visited for quite a while. And the next time we went over to the house was when our little boy died. Went over and I stayed with Willie, and she looked after me for quite a while when I was so sick. And after that, we went back to Nelson. We couldn't stay in Beaverdale any longer, so we went back to Nelson. So it was all 4 years later before we saw Jim and Willie again. And we decided we were going to go over and see them. And then we had heard that they had moved into their home where they were.
The microphone will be open and stories will be free to use, but at this point, please imbibe in the treats. Okay, 5 minutes. Then we're going to get food.